First this morning, campaigners are warning there could be more rough sleepers on the streets of Sussex if controversial cuts are carried out by West Sussex County Council. On Thursday, the council said it would consult on plans to scrap some or all of its £6.9 million housing support budget. It says years of austerity mean it's been left with tough choices to make to save £146 million by 2022. Here's Briohny Williams.
Welcome to Crawley Open House.
This is Charlie Aratoon.
When people come into our day centre, we ask that they register at the desk and that we take their first name and their age.
She runs the hostel. As well as offering beds for the night, it provides hot meals, guidance and support for people who find themselves living on the streets.
They can access a hot breakfast, lunch and an evening meal here at Crawley Open House.
Those who use the service told me they wouldn't survive without it.
I've been homeless since 6 weeks now, and this morning they come over the field. I've been sleeping on the tent across the road, and they come and woke me up this morning at 8:30 to tell me that I've got a room in the place. So I'm so happy, really happy, because it's horrible over there, absolutely awful. You don't know what's going to happen to you, like you don't really sleep. You're all the time, because you're constantly one eye open, because you don't know who's going to come and even rob you, whatever, you know. So, but it's really good here. I don't know what a lot of people would be absolutely stuck if it wasn't for this place.
The charity gets in the region of £250,000 from West Sussex County Council.
People can stay at the hostel initially for 28 days.
It's about a quarter of the hostel's budget and pays for frontline staff. But the local authority is currently proposing to abolish all current housing support contracts with providers like Crawley Open House from April next year.
It would mean a reduction in services, possible closure of the hostel, and we're not just a homeless provider, we also have an outreach team that provides support to people that live in the local community. So without a day centre facility to people come and access, then between 50 and 60 people a day would have nowhere to go.
Since 2010, grants from central government to local authorities have been reduced in real terms by 49.1%. That's cutting their spending power by just under a third. West Sussex County Council is just one of a number of local authorities across the South East that's looking to make financial savings to balance the books. It says if it doesn't, it won't be able to provide the statutory services it's required to by law.
There's unprecedented demand at the moment within the public sector. Here in West Sussex, and I expect it's the same for many county councils, we're seeing a huge demand, particularly in children's services, and continued growth in adult services, which we have projected. And it's getting difficult to actually find the funds to meet those demands, while simultaneously still paying for other services which are non-statutory, and unfortunately supported housing is one of them.
So what is the solution?
The solution would be if the government slowed down. Maybe they just need to slow down the cuts to the local government to get us so that we can get things in place to meet the demand.
People, not cuts. But on the particular issue of housing support, others believe the money can be found.
Individual councils are going to all be dealing with their own sets of circumstances. They are having to deal with enormous pressures as the cost of adult social care rises as we have an ageing population. But 5 million or 6 million for hostels is peanuts out of the budget. We're talking a budget of over £500 million. You know, there are choices they can make within that. We're just saying with this one area, it's the wrong area to go. Now, if they would like me to come in and run their council for them, I'd be very happy to do that.
Well, I'm very concerned at proposals from West Sussex County Council to reduce funding to Crawley Open House. So I've been calling on the County Council to think again. But also I've been meeting with the Secretary of State for Communities and Local Government to see whether we can use some of the £100 million worth of rough sleeping reduction initiative funding here in Crawley.
The government says local authorities are responsible for their own funding decisions, and over the next 2 years it will be providing councils with £90 billion to help meet their needs. But as local authorities grapple with their finances, those funding decisions could become even harder and even more controversial. And in the case of Crawley Open House, leaving the most vulnerable in society with nowhere to go.
That was Briohny Williams reporting.